Everyone, and welcome to Ball Cap Bible Study. As you can see, the fireworks in the background. Today is Monday, December 30th. Only a couple more days and it'll be 2025. So don't forget to write on your checks, although hardly anybody writes checks anymore. We still write a couple every month, but it'll be a challenge not to write 2024 on that first one, won't it? Well, my name is Wade Cruz. I'm pastor for senior adults at Quail Springs Baptist Church, and it's called Ball Cap Bible Study because I wear a different hat every week. This week, I'm wearing Navy, not just because I was in the Navy, but because the midshipmen beat the Oklahoma Sooners, and that made a lot of people happy. Made some of us sad, but I just wanted to give a shout out to the Navy. Good job, guys. They came back from behind and played well. And Oklahoma almost tied it up at the end, but made a couple of, I would say, coaching errors. We'll see. I don't know if you go for two on that or not, but the people that watch the game know what I'm talking about. Well, today we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions or just being resolved. What does that mean? I mean, when you make a resolution, it's like you're saying, I'm determined. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna stand for this, and I'm gonna do it better, do it different. Think of all the things that we think about doing, whether it's getting in shape or losing weight or finishing that project around the house or saving up for our car or stopping something or starting something. Um, but I think that one of the things, especially for Christians and in this country, we need to think about and we need to do is to be resolved, to be unashamed, to be unafraid of who you are and who you are in the Lord. Um, you know, Back in the 70s, they called people fanatics and Bible thumpers and all sorts of stuff. And the thing is, um, the folks that went around shouting it and putting their faith in people's faces, uh, you know, really didn't do anything for me. That didn't role model anything. But the people, my teachers and people I looked up to, and even people in church, Sunday school teachers, guys on the bus ministry, the guys that would come up from OU with Fellowship of Christian Athletes, those football players that had an influence on me. The people that have an impact are the people that live it, are the people that, after about 5 minutes talking to them for the first time, there's something different. Um, that immediate intimacy that you have with somebody, um, just they exude who they are, and they're not doing it to make people think more highly of them or anything. And sometimes it's not easy because the world beats you up and the world puts you down for it, and it's easier just to get along. But you know I would say it takes courage to be a Christian today, probably more than ever, because the world has gone so far the other way from what the Word of God says and stands for and does. And it's even easy for Christians, it's even easy for me to justify behavior and say, well, you know, I hear people all the time, well, it's not illegal. It's not like I'm killing anybody. It's not like it's whatever. And the Bible is not a rule book. It's a guidebook. It's a life book. It's I mean, they are set in stone. The commandments and the things to prove that we're all sinners and you can't make it without God. Um, when Joshua was young, and he and Caleb and the 10 other spies went into the promised land, and they came back and gave the report. Joshua and Caleb were like, yeah, we can take these guys. We got God on our side. You know, what did Peter say? If God is for you, who can be against you? Well, what is there to be afraid of? And but then after about 40 years, and he gets closer to my age now, maybe a little older than me. He was a senior adult when Moses passed the baton. And I have to admit, in my life, I've been a Joshua, not a Moses. I've not been the entrepreneur, the guy that started something successful. I've been the guy that God has said, "Okay, your turn. Uh, you're up next. You see how it's supposed to be done. Do it." And so I want to read that first chapter of Joshua to us because as we move into 2025, think about like crossing the Jordan. Think about all the unknowns that are out there. Man, the world's not a safe place right now. That's pretty easy to see, but it's a little, you know, sketchy. And just where do you place your feet on stable, solid ground? Who do you trust? All of our institutions now have fallen. If you look at universities or government or even national church leaders, you know, who do you trust? I don't know. I mean, God's the only one I trust. I'll be honest with you. Um, I serve the Lord. I don't serve people. I'm a servant leader with people. I serve alongside people, but together we serve the Lord. Um, so let's read. Here's Joshua. Now he's gotten older and he's kind of lost his mojo. He's not the same guy that said, "Oh yeah, let's go. We can get them. No problem. God's on our side." Who? What's the? Yeah, they might be big, but we got God. Our God is bigger, and that's really, while it really happened, it's also a metaphor for life. You know, yeah, those your challenges are huge. You can't overcome them. They're insurmountable without God. But with God, all things are possible, right? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Okay, let's read it. After the death of Moses, the Lord's servant, after the death of Moses, the Lord's servant, the Lord spoke to Joshua, son of Nun, who had served Moses. Moses, my servant, is dead. Now you and all the people prepare to cross over the Jordan to the land I'm giving the Israelites. Think of it like 2025. I have given you every place where the sole of your foot treads, just as I promised Moses. Your territory will be from the wilderness and Lebanon to the great Euphrates River, all the land of the Hittites, and west of the Mediterranean Sea. No one, starting verse 5 is where I really want us to start paying attention. No one will be able to stand against you as long as you live. I will be with you, just as I was with Moses. I will not leave you nor forsake you. And you can bank on that. We can talk about the nature and character of God and how he's omnipresent, omniscient. Be strong and courageous, for you will distribute the land I swore to their fathers and give them as inheritance. Above all, be strong and very courageous, to carefully observe the whole instruction my servant Moses commanded you. Do not turn to it from the right or the left, so that you will have a success wherever you go. Stay down the middle. The book of instruction must not depart from your mouth. You are to recite it day and night so that you may be careful to observe everything written in it. For then you will have prosperity and succeed in whatever you do. Haven't I commanded you, be strong and courageous? Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Okay, I want you to see some things. First of all, he had to tell him 3 times, be strong and courageous, be very strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord God is with you wherever you go. Be strong and courageous. So, what does Matthew 6:34 say? Do not worry about tomorrow. Sufficient for today is the evil thereof. But who is with you? Like I've said many times before, we have a saying in our senior adult ministry: God knows before you and he goes before you. He's already there waiting on you to walk into 2025. That's what the fireworks are about, the celebration that's going to happen tomorrow night. But more importantly, think about the victories we get to celebrate with God. And that's what I want us to walk into boldly and with courage and bravely walk into 2025, ready to take on whatever is in front of us, because you're going to have to. the doing nothing is not an option. So you know, gird your loins, get ready, just like they told the people of Joshua. Just like when they ate the Passover meal. They ate it with a staff in their hand and their loins girded, their long tunics pulled up, ready so they could go, and their sandals on. They were ready. Are you? Are you ready for 2025? Are you ready to get after it for God? Are you ready because God is with you wherever you go, wherever your foot steps? That is God has already given you the victory. So that is the question. Are you strong and courageous? Are you very strong and courageous? Are you not discouraged? Are you resolved? All right. See you next week. I'll see you next year. Have a great day. Bye.